All right, I'm coming on for just a few minutes. I wanted to talk briefly about honesty and long term versus temporary. I was talking and speaking with my daughter on today, and we've been going through some stuff medical. And I was sharing with her, whenever you get sick, you will find out who is really with you. Whenever your health starts changing or anything that you go through in life, you will find out and see the temporary people as well as long term. Temporary is easy. Long term is hard. And what I mean by that, temporary is easy because people that come in your life, everybody that comes in your life has an agenda. People show you the best of them when they come in your life. When they first enter into your life, they show you the best of them. That's temporary. A lot of times. Because they're not there to go through the hard times with you. Long-term relationships are hard. That can be with family, spouses, children, whatever. Because that's something that you commit yourself to for the long haul. And so I was sharing with my daughter, I would rather have a hard, be on the side of hard, than to be on the side of temporary. Because temporary people only there for a little while. That's to grab out of your life and grab from your life something that they want, something that they desire. But long term, they're there on the ups and the downs and the hospital stays, at the surgeries, whatever it takes, they're there. And it's hard because you have to commit yourself when you're in anything long term. When your desire is to maintain and build long-term relationships, whether it be family members, spouses, friendships, whatever. Temporary, again, they're not going to be there long. They're only there for the good times. They're only there when everything is just fine. My late husband told me that. I'll never forget it. And I was sharing that with my daughter today, that things don't really surprise me anymore when it comes to people. And being a behavioral analyst, I'm always thinking, I'm always watching, I'm always observing. And I just do. Because that's just part of who I am as a professional. And it's a serious thing to me in being and choosing that profession as a behavioral analyst. Because you watch people, you observe people. You don't go with the hearsay. You look and delve into facts. That's what you look for. And so when I look at the situation that my daughter had been in from March 6th, and it went from simply having a surgery that she should have started healing 3 or 4 days later, and now because of an error on the surgeon part, we're going through a lot of different things. But what sparked a conversation with me and her, it's like she was saying, Mom, at that time, I thought I was going to not be alive. I was going through so much with what was happening with me after the surgery. Not no fault of her own, but an error of the surgeon, which they did not share with us. We found out after returning multiple times to the hospital. And I was sharing with my daughter, that's what I see now, how God can bring things that was stated to you years ago, how he can bring it back to your remembrance. When my late husband was doing a sermon and he said, people can love you. It's easy for people to love you when you fine. Wasn't talking about no shape or nothing like that. When you can feed yourself, when you can comb your own hair, when you can do what you have to do when you go to the ladies or the men's room, when they don't have to be your legs because you can walk on your own. They don't have to be your hands because you can feed yourself. You can comb your hair. You can do those things. You just find you don't need nobody to do it for you. But the real people that's there for the long term, guess what? They right there when you can no longer do those things which was once easy for you to do because it was part of your daily operation. But when you get sick and those things are impacted, temporary people will not show up for you. Temporary people, and we've all been there. We've all had some temporary people in our lives. And sometimes we have pushed long-term people out for whatever the reason. Because we thought, or somebody told us something, and we lost that connection in that relationship, and God had put those people there for long-term. And long-term is hard because you build, you go through the good, the bad, and then down through the years you can talk about it and laugh about it and look back on it. But temporary is not going to hang around long because, as I said earlier, everybody that comes in your life has an agenda. Some good, some not so good. And that's just a fact. I just wanted to, I know I'm looking rough. It's been rough. I just came back to work after being off, back and forth, up and down the road, after my daughter's surgery, in and out of the hospital with her and her husband and my grandkids, and we're just all going through this thing together. But I know that God has us. Honestly, I know that God is healing my daughter. We still got some stuff to go through, but I know that we're going to be all right. Because you have to speak positive over yourself. It's no time for negative. My daughter will tell you, my grandkids, most people that know me, I do not like negative. I can't stand chaos. Chaos is not of God, for one thing. Chaos is when we allow people to come in and dictate and orchestrate our lives and make decisions in our lives that we really are pretty capable of doing on our own. But when we get caught up in confusion and that's not of God, that's when we grieve the Holy Spirit. We grieve the Holy Spirit when we find ourselves interacting in chaos, taking part in chaos, taking part in negative, lying on people, saying things that you know are not true about people. And that's the thing I like about being a behavioral analyst and doing research and the importance of research. We all have an opinion, and this is what that teaches you in years of psychology. Everybody has an opinion. Get away from that, though. Facts are the only thing that counts. Opinions are only for gossip. That's what opinions are for. Opinions are used for gossip. Facts are used for resolution. That's what it's used for. And I see in a world that we live in today that's just so full of opinions. That's why the world is so chaotic. That's why people have forgotten how to love and build up one another. And that's why so many relationships today are so temporary. Because people are entering your life with the wrong agendas. With the wrong agendas. They're only there temporary, not for the long haul. So I just wanted to come on today for just a few minutes and share that in hopes that someone will be inspired to not get caught up in chaos, to not build and take part in all these temporary settings in life. Bonding yourself with people who, when the road gets rough, they're out. They're out. You need long-term. And honestly, be honest with yourself. We've all been on both sides of that. But when you find that you're on the wrong side, walk away and get on the right side. Okay? Y'all have a wonderful, magnificent day. A wonderful, magnificent day. Because you are worth every good thing that comes to you. You are worth it. Stop. Don't limit yourself. Know who you are. Know what you stand for. And when you see signs of temporary people, you'll know it. You'll know it. Because temporary people, they're only going to do what benefits them. They're not willing to go the extra mile. They're not willing to sit in the emergency rooms with you, in the hospital rooms with you, going to pick up medicine for you, just stuff you can't do and you need them at that time. Temporary people will not do that. Long haul, those in it for the long term, those are the ones who are going to stick around when things aren't fine anymore. So trust God and trust your heart. And don't be pushing the wrong people out your life. Because that's something else temporary people can do. They'll come in and push people out of your life that was really meant to be there for the long haul. So you have to be observative. Again, as a behavioral analyst, that's what it's all about. Studying behavior, studying the actions of people. Very interesting career. So, y'all have a wonderful day. Again, take care of yourself. Be proud of yourself. Pat yourself on the back. And do something to treat yourself today. Okay? Bye-bye.